what are you talking about? And I said, well, let's just settle this. Let's take care of this. Right. You're a tow truck driver. I got some money in my pocket. Yeah, let's take care of this now. No, I'm towing you. And his guy's girlfriend was in the cab. I remember that. I don't know what he was. He was Latin or something. He had a sort of he had nationality. I wasn't sure what it was. But he said, no, I'm done. I got to tow the car. And I said, well, listen, why should I follow you to downtown L.A.? Or, by the way, I can't follow you. Get the PA who was telling me Kimmel was funnier than I am 20 minutes ago to follow you to downtown L.A. and then pay the guy the whatever and then drive home from, downtown. Let me just give you whatever it is. What's it cost? $120? What does it cost? No, I'm towing the car. I said, and he gave the answer. You guys got to find a picture of the car being towed. That's the shot of the tow truck itself is that the kind of tow truck, the one that's on the screen now? It was 10 years ago.
Was it that far off the ground? About like that, right?
If someone could produce a picture of a car that was being towed, you would find that. You would have all your T's crossed and your I's dotted. So I said to the guy, whatever it was in full tow effect.
Right.
He was towing my car. He wasn't in the process of it. He was towing my car. Yeah, there's a picture of basically what the position my car was in.
But wasn't it tied down so you couldn't drive it off?
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So I said, listen, hold on. You don't understand. You're not towing the car. I'm standing here. Let's just calm down. Let's just handle this. He walked to his car. He got in the car. He started up the tow truck, and he started to. He went for his car. So I jumped in my car, and I know enough about cars to know that 70% of the braking's in the front wheels, and he had the back wheels off the ground. So I jumped in my car, and I stomped on the brake. And so he started dragging my car, but it was like a dog dragging its ass on the carpet, just left the skid mark. And then he stopped, and he got out of the tow truck, and now he was a little pissed. Hey, what the fuck? And I said, hey, listen, you're not towing the car. I'm not going to follow you to fucking downtown L.A. to the impound yard. Now, call your boss. I'll go to the ATM ironically at the 7-Eleven. Whatever we got to do, let's just talk about it. Let's just work this out. And he said, no, I got to tow the car. And I said, and this is what I love about all fucking asshole morons. I said to him, listen, does it ever happen where you get a call to tow a car and then you show up, by the time you got there, the car's gone? He said, yeah, it happens all the time. I said, fine. Let's just make that one of these times. Let's just make it one of these times. And he said,
and you're giving him cash too.
Yeah. He said, no, I'm towing the car. And then I did this, and this is how these conversations this is where they start to degrade. He said, I'm towing the car. And I said, I understand why I have to be such an asshole. And he said, oh, now it's on. You call me an asshole? Well, fuck you. Now I'm towing your car. And I was like, listen, I was saving the asshole for 20 minutes into the conversation. It's not like you were being reasonable. Right. You were being an asshole, but I love the fact that you're using that as motivation to tow my car now. You were towing my car the whole night, you asshole. So, and once I called him an asshole, he was like, all right, fuck you. Now it's on.
Not really towing it.
Yeah. It was really, it was like you're a prisoner of war and they were just executing people with handguns, and you said, why are you guys being such assholes? And he went, oh, well, now I'm putting a bullet in your head. And you went, well, you put bullet in everyone in the platoon's head before. You're shooting me anyway. What do you mean? You're just justifying it now. So I called the guy an asshole, and he started back to his truck, and one of my nutty friends, Tom, this guy Tom, I'll give you a little hint of where this guy Tom is emotionally. He was one of the producers, one of the directors at the Man Show. He's a New Yorker, kind of underground filmmaker. Thought it would be a wild stunt at one point to go into a crowded subway car in New York City, have his buddy film this, but it was sort of hidden camera style back in the 80s. He would dress as a homeless man who announced to everyone that he was HIV positive, and then from a sort of pneumatic device or hydraulic device that was supposed to be his penis, squirt bloody urine all over, through his trench coat at all the fucking horrified craze, like circa 1989, like right in the middle of the whole AIDS hysteria, like you thought you get AIDS from shaking hands or with a guy or kissing somebody. And he would literally, from a prosthetic device, shoot a bloody liquid out of that. And as everyone panicked and scattered, going, this is the kind of guy Tom was. So Tom, who probably had a buzz as well, screamed at me at a certain point when the guy went back to the cab of his truck, unlash it, unlash the tires. I got the passenger side, go. And I just said, what, huh? And he went, go. It was the kind of thing where he just pointed at me, yelled, go. And I just undid the tie downs that had lashed my tire to the back of the tow truck. And I jumped in the car. It was one of these things where I wouldn't have done it, but Tom, it was one of these like mandates where like he'd done the one side, he screamed at me like, go, go, go. It was like if I was in a plane without a parachute and he was standing at the doors, like the drill instructor, like, jump, go, I would have just dove out of the plane. And that's what I did. I jumped in the car. He started banging on the hood, screaming, go. I started the car up. The tow truck started going. It was a manual. I put it in first. It was rear wheel drive, so I had to get it off of the cups that it was on. I popped the clutch, pulled the thing forward, and drove off the tow truck.
That's something you should be proud of. And when you said before, I'm not one of these guys that's so proud of having a kid. Look, I have a kid too, and I love my kid. It was great, but everybody has a kid. And they'll tell you stories. And I rushed my wife, and the water broke. I don't care. And she was pregnant. She gave birth in the car, and it was That's a great story. That's something to be proud of.
Yes, fuck that guy. Fuck his tow truck. Fuck the man. And I laugh every time I think about that story. And put a big dent in the well where the spare tire went. Pulled it out the next day. Jumped up and down in it. Pushed it back down. We were fine. And driving through Santa Monica, which I now hate, had a cop on a motorcycle whip around to give me a ticket because he saw no front license plate, but I had my cardboard dealer plate on there. That's and he just kept going, so fuck you if he's listening. And this is my two greatest achievements of my life.
That's great.
And then the kids and the marriage, yeah.